What's up, everybody? Welcome to Defy the System. I found something in the charts and I want to just cover it real quick. None of this is financial advice. Please don't take anything on my channel as financial advice, but you guys want to see this. You want to know this so you guys can get yourselves in a good position to benefit from the next explosive move when we go to a true all-time high. I mean true all-time high, none of this wicking above, just barely wicking above our previous high type business. I mean, when we start making a push towards 50 cents, a dollar, you want to, try to get in a good dollar cost average position. So we've been talking a lot on this channel about the weakness with Bitcoin. I showed you guys how Bitcoin is looking really weak, how there's tons of resistance above Bitcoin, and the momentum has been falling off. And so I just think that when we look at Bitcoin, it looks more probable than not that we're going to have some downside in the short term before we start making explosive moves in the crypto market again. So, and something I've neglected to show you guys until now is the RSI on Harmony One, because we've been looking at the RSI with Bitcoin, and that shows us, the health of the current crypto markets aren't very good because obviously Bitcoin leads the markets. But with Harmony One, we've been tracking this move as we recently set that new all-time high. I helped you guys identify this breakout through this level of this red price level. So we were able to catch this breakout not too long ago. However, on the macro, Harmony One is looking like it could be in trouble all on its own, regardless of what goes on with Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, like I said, I showed you how, it's more probable than not that Bitcoin has some downside, at least, in the short term, and maybe even, short to mid-term. I mentioned in a previous video how I wouldn't be surprised to see extended downside in the crypto markets for 6 to 12 months. But I challenge the idea that we're entering a 3-year bear market. I think people are a little bit too confident that everyone's just going to be able to get out right on time and time the bear market to buy back lower, after everything loses 90% of its value, and everyone's just going to sell right now and then easily get into the bottom of the bear market since they all know it's coming. Crypto has shown us time and time again, crypto markets always do the opposite of what everyone expects, or at least what the majority of people expect. And the majority of people right now expect a bear market. And so that's why I think instead we could see ranging that kind of is like a fake out, where it looks like we're entering a bear market, but instead it's much shorter than people expect, and we don't hit these crazy low prices that people expect. Because, for instance, anyone who believes we're entering a 3-year bear market is looking to buy Harmony One like at these prices of like 0.008, 0.006, and that would be amazing. I would love to accumulate at that level, but I just think that if everyone thinks that's going to happen, everyone expects that to happen, I don't buy that it will happen. Because, like I said, crypto always does the opposite of what the majority of people expect to happen. And instead, we could see some drawn-out downside ranging, but ultimately, we don't necessarily go all the way down here for 3 years, where everyone could just easily buy everything so cheap and just get these perfect entries. I just find it hard to believe, and I could be wrong. So do your own research, manage your risk accordingly, don't invest more than you can lose. But the main point of this video is to show you the RSI on Harmony One itself is also looking weak. So after we had this recovery, and I talked to you guys previously about this kind of like inverse head and shoulders pattern. And what I mean is basically when we get trapped underneath this 50 level, you see this a lot where there's an extreme, or there's a low, an extreme low, and then a higher low. And you can see Harmony One played it out. Bitcoin had the same pattern. And you can see the lower low, so this is the climax, and then the higher low, showing the recovery. Since then, we've been in this uptrend. We've been in this uptrend where we had this swing low to swing high to swing low to swing high to swing low to swing high. And as you can see, this swing low right here, this move that we had right here, broke the uptrend we had on the RSI. And it's looking like we're going to put in a lower high and potentially fall off and start, trading below. It looks like we're going to fall off and get trapped underneath the 50 level on the RSI for Harmony 1. And this isn't too surprising. The thing I want to point out in this video is that my previous videos I was saying that we could and should expect some downside in the short term because of Bitcoin. The point of this video is to show you guys that we probably could and should expect some downside even regardless of what Bitcoin's doing because of this pattern. It's looking like we're going to set a regular head and shoulders pattern right here. So a regular head and shoulders is a bearish pattern. It's showing that the left shoulder, you were gaining strength, you climaxed at the head where there was the most selling or buying pressure, and then the buying pressure is waning on the right shoulder. And this often results in a breakdown. And so it's looking more and more probable that we're going to have this type of pattern potentially play out right here as we enter a downtrend. So I just want to let you guys know, like I said, we were already on this channel expecting downside and trying to, prepare for that and benefit by setting limit orders. But I just want you to know, even regardless of Bitcoin, things aren't looking too great. It's looking like, especially with our volume down, our volume has been contracting, which I mentioned in the last video. So what we're going to be looking for is if we, especially if we come up here and we fail to get through this price level we've been watching of about 18 cents, and we kind of peak out and then start to want to fall through this level, we're going to have a correction. And it might not just be a quick correction. It might be, like I said, extended downside, where we're going to, like I said before, it's not a bad thing. We can look at these as opportunities to accumulate. But I've been trying to keep you guys level-headed. I don't do moon boy talk on my channel. I'm never going to, tell you we're hitting $1.20 in December, unless it's actually looking like that. If we have massive volume that we haven't seen, like if our volume suddenly went from our average of 250 million up to a billion, 2 billion, 3 billion for our 24-hour volume, then I will start telling you guys, we can start looking at some, an explosive move to a new all-time high, and we'll go with it as it comes, and we'll watch things. But I'm never going to tell you guys we're going to the moon, we're going to this tomorrow, if I don't really think it's going to happen. And I 100% believe we're going to the moon with Harmony 1. I believe long term we will easily hit $5, but the key words are long term. I don't think it's going to happen overnight. I don't think it's necessarily going to happen within a month. With crypto, anything's possible. It could happen in 2 months, but it also wouldn't surprise me if it didn't happen for 2 years. So just be patient, be aware of these signals. Even on the lower time frame, the 4-hour time frame, we can see kind of a bearish divergence popping up right here, where this is kind of like what we saw with Bitcoin before Bitcoin's crash. You see, as we're going up, you see this kind of rounding over where the highs are getting less and less extreme. And so what we're going to want to see is this high right here. If we set a lower high right here on the 4-hour time frame is what I'm looking at, which I think is looking likely. That's a really bearish pattern. So if any of you guys are in profit right now, it might be a good idea to consider setting some stop losses in areas where you're comfortable taking profit, and be looking to look for the next opportunities, the next areas of value, because things could get kind of ugly in the short term. So like I said, nothing on this channel is financial advice. Manage your risk appropriately. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose or more than you can afford to have to hold long term, like 3 to 5 years. But like I said, long term, Harmony One is going to be a winner. This is an excellent investment, but just stay level headed, have a plan, manage your risk, be looking for these areas of value, because in the short term, things are not looking so great. So that's all I have for you today. I'll make a video soon, and I will see you guys next time.